Again, it's the French, it's the bad bishop, how to play with white. And of course, a little bit about how not to play with black, because you don't really want to have this kind of problem with the bishops. I'm white against Berg Ostenstad. It's the zonal tournament in 1998. So it's a long time ago, but I still remember it, and I hope you will enjoy this game. It is rather instructive on how to play when you're trying to give people a bad bishop. And a bad bishop is usually enough to win the game. So let's go. Let's see. I'm white, and of course, if you want to play, see the French, it has to be with e4. And we have this variation in the terrace variation of the French. And already we have the making of a potential bad bishop here. And again, remember, bad bishops usually defends good pawns. So they're not all bad, but in general, you want to make them unemployed. That is, they have nowhere in the world where they can be good. This is sort of a way of playing, and we will see this. It's not really getting bad, but it's getting a little bit bad. And here we have this pawn structure that's typical of this variation in the French that leaves black with a strategically risky position, because no matter how he arranges these pawns, one of them will be weak. But he does get something in return. He's getting a slightly overweight in the centrally, and he does get some open files, especially the F file. And this is what the French players, they love. They love when they can sack the exchange on F3. Okay. And the bishop is played. And this B3 is played not to put the bishop on B2, but to defend B2. So it's not, queen can't take it any here. So it's just to defend. And we have this line again. I don't think he saw my game against Stellan Brunel, because he also played this move. And I think this is a mistake. And white is already slightly better here. Here he starts the counterattack immediately with the a-pawn. And then he's getting ready for something maybe with e5, I don't know. And queen d8, and the queen is coming to d6. And I play this move, exchanging, and basically white is better as long as black has this one, and nothing else changes. So he will exchange all the light pieces except for the bishop. Please notice that something like this, white will keep control over the black squares in the center. So this is clearly to white's advantage. Clearly to white's advantage. Okay. He took, and I took back with the rook, just keeping the features of the position going here. He's getting his queen to the king side and getting ready to attack here. And here I might be starting to look to attack down here, and he plays this move, which was a bit surprising, but it does actually attack this pawn. But notice that he puts a pawn on white, and I don't think I would ever play this move. Okay, I just move the bishop, covering the pawn, and he's losing the plot. He's threatening to take on c3 and f2. So maybe, no, he's not, because the rook is covering it, sorry. And I decided to stop the counterplay on the queen side. Queen here, oops, and I go here. I might be threatening this, or maybe I'm just getting ready to do this and get rid of him. And that's what I do. Goes here, and we see that white does have some attacking chances on the king side. One idea is this, and at the moment I'm actually threatening to take, because if he takes back and rook takes and king goes, queen h5 will mate. So so he has to defend something, and And this was played now. He has knight h6 because the queen is covering the pawn. Queen d3, threatening rook takes d3, g6. He has to cover that as well. So my queen sort of managed to get more control. He's not covered attacking f2 anymore, and goes here. And now he is actually threatening this move. So what to do about that? We have to kick the queen. If he goes to f5 with the knight, we just take it, and we're clearly better. His bishop is very bad, and this is the idea of White's game. Just have to stabilize his pieces and his position, and one of the best way to do that is just to exchange something. The thing is, you don't want to exchange too much. You don't really want to exchange too much, because then it will be easier for black to make a draw. But if we can just keep this guy against, especially against this guy, it will be very nice for white. And this is actually what happens. And knight e2, rook c8. I didn't understand what he was doing in the c file. I didn't see anything there, but I'm ready to exchange the rook as well. And the queen might actually be able to penetrate to c7. So he goes back, bishop takes, rook takes, bishop takes, and d3. Saw that move against Stellan as well. Need some air for the king, so there was no back rank mate. And d3 looks kind of solid. I might also be preparing this move and softening his kingside. His big problem is the bishop on c8, and where does it belong? And the answer is nowhere. There's no good square for it. He tries to develop, attacking the pawn on e6, defending it. He's having this kind of tricks, or knight even to somewhere else. I don't know. Bishop c2, getting out of the pin here, and white is just trying to slowly improve his position. He's trying to avoid all kind of counterplay. Knight f7 might actually be threatening e5, just to get some counterplay. But I was not afraid of that. h4, and now he is threatening e5, so I stopped that. b5, trying to get the bishop out. h5, attacking the queen and softening this weak spot. And we have seen the knight here before. And he can't really play e5 or just take on d7. Or take on e5 and play queen d4. It's also very annoying. b4. I was relieved he played that move. He's trying to build some sort of a fortress, and he's preparing to go something like this and e5 to get some counterplay. But I decided just to stop e5. And I'm playing against the bishop here, keeping it bad, and just slowly improving my position. And white is actually a lot better here. Queen e2, king 7, queen f1, and I found out that there is a square here where the queen will threaten to go to d5 and attack here and or penetrate the position. So he starts to defend a little bit. I'm not sure he knew what I was doing. Queen h1, attacking the knight, and queen gets here. Dares to go here next. Knight f5, and does taking that change the fact that his bishop is very bad? No, it does not. So we take it. And king here, making sure There are no entry points in white's position. Queen h1. And I'm trying to find out where to go. I think my plan was to just to go here and then do something in the e file. Maybe go to e5 and exchange the queens. I don't see him getting any counterplay. Notice this is more or less stuck here. So he gets a little bit desperate. d5, trying to get some counterplay. And I found a forced win here. Take that pawn. Check. Check. And that was a good check. And this was, of course, a losing mistake. After this, we force an ending where this knight is totally dominating the sad bishop on c8. And this looks kind of easy, but it's not so easy. White has to keep control all the way. And that's easier said than done. But and I had around 2500 when I learned this skill, or close to it. But it's something you should practice, and especially these kind of positions where black has one problem only, but it's a big problem, and then the French players not always take it seriously that this bishop can be very bad. Anyway, this was GM Talks. Thank you for watching.